Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Renovation and Outdoor Living Show this Friday, October the 16th. And spring has well and truly sprung here in New Zealand, at least. What else has been going on? The All Blacks nearly got beaten at home. Got a new government tomorrow, so just another day in Kiwi paradise. So a quick recap of last week when we focused on everything you needed to know when taking on a kitchen renovation. We talked all things kitchens, and we talked to Laura Ellis from Kim Reike's Refresh Renovations team in Auckland. Laura talked us through the initial planning, the concept and design, how important it is to get it all organized before you even start thinking about doing anything. And then we talked about all the various contractors who are going to be needed, the challenges they face, and again, how you should think about ordering through things, which all comes out in that initial planning phase. And we finished up then talking about the details, the modern trends, the storage solutions which are out there as space becomes a premium, and the way we use kitchens change, and also the finishes and the hardware. After that, we gave away the Yates seed packet sets to 3 of you to get your kids engaged in the garden. So thanks again to Angie Thomas and Yates for that. So to today. Well, again, we've decided to focus on just one topic because it is a big topic, and that is flooring. What we should consider, any tips to help us, etc., etc. And Ray Bloomfield is the GM for Flooring Design. He's based in Hamilton. It's a family-owned business initially that originated in the Hawke's Bay 24 years ago. Ray's been with the group for 8 years. Now, Ray, you've got an interesting journey from policeman to running Kmart stores to owning Subways, to cafes, managing vet clinics, and then you got around to owning 2 flooring businesses. It's an interesting career, but it will have given you a lot of learnings when you're working across so many different industries. Is that what you found?
100%, Royden, and thank you for having us on. So yes, what makes a business, the fundamentals is, I think, what I have now in my toolbox. And hey, flooring is no different than vet clinics, policing. It's about servicing our customers. That's it.
Yeah, it's interesting that this because this is a business, I believe, that is, or a brand which is very much built around family values as well, isn't it? Tell me a little bit about Flooring Design.
Yeah, so Flooring Design started in, we call it a side street in Taradale, Hawke's Bay, 24 years ago. A young floor sander called Alan Jackson started the concept, and it moved into a franchise model later on with the introduction of Tony Yeoman, who happens to be an ex-policeman as well. So there you go, keep it in the family. And we are a franchise of 21 stores today and growing, Wood. And so, yeah, family is still through and through. Just to give you an example, that family feeling, one of the franchise people at head office had a bereavement recently, and he received a lot of texts of condolences and support. So, yeah, family is very important to us.
Yeah, so let's actually talk about also what's important to us as the customer, and that is how you operate, because I presume it starts with a quote. So tell me about when you get that first phone call and someone says, right, we've got this project we want to have a look at. Can you just come around and give us a quote? What does that entail?
Excellent, Royden. So, look, it is a big planning process as well. I listened to your kitchen brief. And so, look, we're going to, generally the client will come into the store because they haven't bought flooring for about 5 to 8 years. So we basically want to understand their situation. Flooring is situational. You can't put a budget floor, carpet or hard flooring into a high-end apartment. It just wouldn't do. So we want to listen. What are the client's needs? So a lot of listening to begin with, and then from there we can show them all the different types, carpet or hard flooring.
And so do you also, though, see if I see what I want as a customer, so I don't have to think about anything. Okay.
Yep.
I want to be able to come in somewhere, and I want to come into your store and say, right, these are the range which I'm thinking about. I now need you to tell me, A, will they work in the space, and B, just do it. I mean, how far does your service extend?
Yeah, so complete from basically quoting, quantifying, that's in the home, we quote, we do a visit, we take samples, or the customer picks up samples from the store, and then we produce a quote. We'll contact the customer, we'll follow up. They'll call into the store, they'll look at the plan that we've generated, ensuring that all of the areas are covered, that we've got the right products as agreed, and then they'll sign the dotted line, hand us some money, and we'll book an installation. And probably average within 2 to 3 weeks, we've got their flooring on the floor, and they're absolutely wrapped, we hope, wooden, and we're away.
What should we look out for when we're going out there and we're looking for quotes? What are the pitfalls potentially? Because when somebody offers us a very, very low quote, we're all going to be rubbing our hands, are we not?
100%. So what I would be suggesting, recommending to the clients, customers out there is there's a reason for it to be so much cheaper. In most industries, and I've been across a few, would in that, everyone's on the same playing field generally. So, look out for the cheaper quotes, because they may have missed an area and they'll come back later and say, oh, sorry, we've missed the bedroom and it's going to cost you another $1,000. Or the quote is not what we call apples for apples. The quotes aren't similar products to others, and someone's under quoting to get that cheaper price. So yeah, area is confirmed and product is the same.
I imagine also that the quote would vary massively depending on what's already on the floor, because if you're lifting up an existing carpet and putting down a carpet, that's one thing. But if you're having to pull up any sort of hard flooring, or again laying down any hard flooring, your quote should include a great deal more, shouldn't it?
Yes. Well, at the get-go, we're listening to the customer. We're understanding that, hey, they want the full uplift, dispose of the carpet, move the furniture or the hard flooring lifted, and the quote is inclusive of those requirements. So there should be no surprises, Royden. The only thing I would suggest, and look, we come across it, is that, the old thing, sight unseen. So we go into a kitchen area, we quote to replace that flooring, come to uplift the floor, and we find there's a gaping big problem with the substrate. And we were not able to see that because sight unseen, there was product on top. So look, there's going to be those little things happen, but I think at Flooring Design, I'd have to say that our people are very approachable, trustworthy, and we'll be very open and honest about the situation, and we'll come up with a remedy that both parties will be happy with.
Let's talk about the sort of products available, starting with carpet. What sort of carpet what's on trend? What are people actually going for now with carpets?
Yeah, that's really interesting. There's talk about wool sort of resurgence, but I have to say across our network of stores, I wouldn't say that's there right now, but those farmers wanting wool to support the industry, they definitely buy. The biggest segment of the market is synthetics, solution dyed nylon, because it's cheaper than wool, it's more resilient, it's fade and stain resistant. So that seems to suit the majority of busy households today. Yeah.
What's the best carpet?
I don't think there's any best carpet. It's more situational. It's if you've got a rental, then putting in a $300 per lineal meter carpet is not appropriate, and a hard-wearing, robust, cheaper carpet would be better for rentals, as opposed to a high-end carpet, wool carpet, your forever home. So best carpet, situational, but the main selling volume of carpet is your synthetics. Now, within the synthetics, there's nylon, there's a polyester there. So polyester, Royden, is an interesting carpet. It's been around for a little bit now, but it's just a lot cheaper to produce, so cheaper to provide to the customer. Very luxurious feel, and maybe not as resistant, and that is, it stands up as long as the nylon. But hey, look, horses for courses, and polyester has its place. Yeah.
What about the wicker? I don't even know what you described in that, but I remember them being a really big trend in London in like the 90s, and it was like that. It's almost like walking on sort of a wicker basket. Is that still completely? Is that? And I just remember it being really difficult to clean as well. Have they sort of? Has that sort of gone, that type of floor covering?
It's a live product. It's grass. Looks like sisal, very rough, and look, it's really for high end. That's where it goes, and into something that someone wants something quite unique, and it's not common, Royden, at all.
Yeah, because it's just not very durable and wearing, but it looked very smart when it was first put in. Talking of that, let's start now moving from carpets, and we've talked about the sort of rush type, sort of grassy stuff, to the hard flooring available. What do you find most people now? Well, I mean, what sort of a range is there of hard flooring?
There's a lot actually, and I think that's where flooring design comes into their own, is that we're going to talk to people, not talk down to people. We're going to, listen and then establish that, hey, look, we're new to flooring and we need some education. So laminate flooring is very popular. It's a very cost-effective, resilient flooring. It's very hardy and cost-effective. So laminate is very popular. It's a floating floor, and so it actually has an underlay, then the product on top, and it's very resilient. Good for the kitchens, dining rooms, and you have to have a water-resistant product or laminate for the bathrooms, toilets, and laundries. So laminate, you've got a hybrid. So this is probably the latest product, and the hybrid is a floating floor, very stable, with some pretty cool colours. Then we move on to, so again, a floating floor, the hybrid. We've got glue down vinyl planks or tiles, and we have to glue it to the floor. Very resilient, very simple to put in. Then you go the other end, the high end, you're looking at a wood or engineered timber that we like to glue down, and that is up at the other end. That's your when the kids are left and they don't want to grind their toys on your lovely wood floor, then that's when you get into that sort of product.
Yeah.
That covers it off.
Well, and you mentioned underlay just then. I mean, are there different types of underlays, or is it a fairly sort of? I don't know. I mean, I presume I didn't even realise that your vinyl has to have an underlay. I know carpet does, but tell me about the options with the underlays.
Yeah. So the underlay goes down with your floating floors. They're not fixed to the floor, and that's a laminate or a hybrid, and it creates a moisture barrier and removes that drumminess, because the floor isn't actually connected. The flooring is not connected to your substrate. We have little finishing bars that lock it all in, but it is floating. So that's usually a 2 mil thick underlay that, moisture barrier and reduces drumminess.
How often do you get asked to put real wood in? Is it quite rare now, given the phenomenal range of these vinyls and laminates?
Correct. It's not often. I would say it would be out of 100% of the market, it might only be 5% of the people want timber flooring. And the reason being is that the timber flooring is natural, it's softer. And if you're having a party riding on your engineered timber that's cost you a bomb, and you've got people wearing stilettos, you're going to have some dents. And people today want things to look pretty much perfect. Well, the timber is soft, natural, it's going to dent, it's what should happen, but people aren't into that more. They want something clean and easy to keep. Yeah,
I tend to take my stilettos off at home. It's comfier, because that's hard work, walking around in those high heels all day. Okay, but back to the underlay, because a lot of the complaints traditionally have been that youngsters, anyone getting asthma with mites and that sort of thing collecting in carpet. How has that changed in the last sort of 10 years or so?
Yes, it has actually. Underlay fundamentally has changed in that it used to be a lot of rubber, and they found that rubber was clay based and it would break down and it'd be like walking on your concrete floor. So they've pretty much gone to foam, and foam. Not all foams are created equal. So I would suggest that we go for a recommendation, a local New Zealand product that we know and can source where the products come from. And we've got a treatment called Microfresh in the foam underlay, not all of them, but the quality ones today that control dust mites, mildew and mold. And yes, dust mites are the main contributor of asthma. So if anyone's got asthma in the family, children, then think Microfresh treatment on your underlay and think New Zealand made, because we can trace that foam. So we've got Chinese underlay that is cheaper, but some underlays from China have recycled the old mattresses and bras, and that's just right, is it?
Does the Microfresh last, or do you have to get it retreated?
It's in the product. The foam lasts for the lifetime of the underlay.
I guess the question, I guess the philosophy here is you're going to get what you pay for.
100%. And look, we see it time and time again that we get people coming back saying, I wished I hadn't, purchased that cheaper product because I'm doing it again. So, it's thousands of dollars to put cheap stuff down, because right in the underlay and the installation is the same. It's just a cheaper product. So, you're going around in circles. It's like buying a t-shirt at $10 and going to Rod and Gun and spending $60. Well, your Rod and Gun shirt's probably going to last, your lifetime. The t-shirt's going to last sort of a month or four,
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the same as stilettos. You buy cheap Chinese shoes, that heel will snap off. But you get down to Kate Sylvester and it'll last you. Anyway, sorry. Hey, look, it's really good to have a chat, Ray, and to get an idea of the huge range of products, but also the way you guys go around helping your clients to make sure that it's pretty much hassle-free. I didn't realize that you could get a team in from somewhere like Flooring Design and that they'd move your furniture for you as well. That's awesome.
Yep. We are one-stop shop. If you're looking for commercial, residential, big or small, give us the opportunity. Come and see us. We are genuinely interested. We're passionate about flooring. We're experts, and we want to look after people. We want them to do those Google reviews, Royden. And hey, check us out on our website and check out our Google reviews. They're the telling story of how good we are or we aren't.
Yeah, Google reviews are playing a huge role in small business nowadays. Ray, thank you so much for your time. Really good to have a chat with you, and we'll catch up with you again at some stage in the future. Who are you voting for tomorrow? No, you don't have to tell me. But it'll be an interesting weekend all around. Hey, good to see you, Ray.
Thank you.
And that is Ray Bloomfield there from Flooring Design, based in Hamilton. So I want to finish off today by going to we haven't got a giveaway. We're going to get another giveaway going very shortly, but we have got a top 10 today, and today we're talking about top 10 unnecessary pool accessories. Okay, first of all, we'll go to something which is sort of on the more affordable side if you tend to get visitors in your pool. We'll just see if we can bring that slide up. There you go. That's actually real, isn't it? And do you think it thought that funny thing there was a slide? And it's having a play. What is that thing which is hanging it? Maybe that's a filter system or something, which I can't actually work out what the blue thing is, but the idea is that the frog is your free pool accessory. Very different from this one at number 9. This is the Waha. This ain't free. This is incredible. It's basically a barrel. It's a wave-inspired design slide, a twist at the end, meaning it can go, but that you can put it in parallel with the pool. You see, so you slide down and in you go. At number 8, oh, by the way, that is made by a company called Splinterworks. They make slides that have sculptural and arty feel, bit like this one. This is called Shoot. This was Splinterworks' first ever slide design. It's cantilevered so that it almost looks as though it's defying gravity there. Isn't that incredible? They certainly don't go for your typical water slides. Number 7, in the top unnecessary pool accessories, this slide, hiding away in a white rock wall. You can hardly see it. That is a stunning slide, and you know what, there's one of those similar to that I'm sure I stayed at a place on Waiheke Island in the Gulf, in the Hauraki Gulf in Auckland, which has got a slide hidden away there. Number 6, well, this is the slide of all slides. It's a 2-story slide. It blends into the house. It's got steps going up. Now that's a proper slide, unlike the others, which look quite fun for about 5 minutes. May not be as cool though as this one. This is what you want to get. Number 5, cooler than a pool slide, a rock climbing wall. That's excellent. Isn't that cool? And of course, it's sort of done so you're not going to clock yourself on the ground on the way out. Number 4, this I'm not sure if this is actually an accessory, but this is the world's deepest pool. It's in Italy. It's named the Y40, and it's for free diving, basically, to train in free diving. It's 131 meters deep. So I presume it's for free diving and probably other diving as well. Yeah, so there you go. That's in Italy. At number 3, top 10 accessories which are completely unnecessary. This is the Aqua Zip by Aqua Climb. It's a little bit extra, so this is basically for you to be able to climb yourself out of the pool and back in. And number 2, who wouldn't want to swim up to this? Right, completely unnecessary in your private pool on hot summer days. Beautifully done though, and I love the fact he's got a barbecue in his bar as well. And the number 1 most unnecessary pool accessory, we've gone back to the slides, it is utterly stunning. Stainless steel structure, this tightly curved stainless steel structure, which curls back on itself to save space around the pool area. Absolutely beautiful. I would take any of those 10 quite happily in my little swimming pool in the backyard, except maybe the frog. Good to see you. Have a good day tomorrow. If you're in New Zealand, remember to have a vote. Good luck to the All Blacks on Sunday. Unless you're watching from Australia, then you can pick the opposition, and we'll see you all again next week. Bye-bye.